Hey guys, it's Paul Myers, licensed counselor, co-owner of Potential Counseling. Today I'm going to cover a quick relationship snippet. If you're in a romantic relationship, married, engaged, dating, this is really helpful for that scenario. And what it is, it's a breakdown of what control is in a relationship versus what accountability is. I see this a lot in the couples I work with where people get this confused. The people are complaining about being controlled when really they're just being accountable to a relationship. And that is not control. Accountability is not control. Relationships by default, you're accountable if you're in a relationship. And a lot of people just don't want to be accountable. And so they feel controlled, but that's a misconception, okay? So we're going to break down exactly what the difference is, okay? Now, I will say some people really do have controlling people that they're in relationships with. They're in an abusive relationship. If that's you, this does not apply to you. That's a separate video. I'll do that video later. But this is just for normal relationships where people are confused about what's control, what's accountability, and maybe they're arguing or bickering about that. And I want to help kind of clear that up and delineate the difference between the two. Okay? So let's go look at the control side. So I've got control on this side, I've got accountability on this side, and we're going to look at these differences. Control, in this scenario, we really don't have a choice, okay? Generally, as human beings, we all have choices. We all have the ability to choose, okay? But control, by default, strips someone of their ability to choose, to make a choice, okay? That's controlling, okay? Like an example would be, I blocked you out of the bank account and you can't have the password. And the bank account's just gonna have my name on it, okay? That's control. You don't have a choice. I'm not giving you the choice. You don't even have access to the money, even if you wanted it, okay? That is control, okay? Versus accountability, you know, you chose it, or you at least have your ability to choose still, or you have options. That is not control. So in a relationship, if you share finances, you know, if you're married, you should share that responsibility of finance, right? But in a controlling relationship, you don't have the ability to touch the finance, only the other person does. But in accountability, you both have the option to manage that money well. Maybe you don't agree with how the other person's using it, sure, talk about that. But that is not control. That is just you're being irresponsible and you're not managing it well. That's different, okay? So that's a big difference is you don't have the ability to choose when you're being controlled. You don't actually have a choice at all, right? So, you know, your partner just blowing money, that is not control. That is just irresponsible, okay? There's a big difference there. And nothing control, freedom is taken from you on purpose. So if I were to block somebody out of that bank account, I'm intentionally taking away that freedom. And I'm doing it on purpose, so my intent is to limit your freedom, okay? That's controlling, okay? Versus, you know, with accountability, you didn't really ever lose your freedom. You still have it. You still have the ability to do whatever, right? You're just accountable to someone else, and the things that you do affect somebody, okay? So that's very different. So with control, freedom is taken from you on purpose. Accountability, you still have the ability to make decisions and choose and do whatever. It just affects somebody else. That's not you, okay? You're accountable to them, okay? So then another thing with control, decisions are made for you. I'm just going to choose for you. You don't even get to choose, right? I'm going to speak over you. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to make that decision for you without even, you know, I'm going to strip you of that decision making, okay? Versus in accountability, your decisions, should be an R right there, your decisions affect others, okay? That's just a relationship, and everything you do in a relationship affects your partner. So you're accountable to them. That is not control, right? I see this a lot where one partner wants to go out and hang out with their friends or something, or go out and have a fun night out in the town, and their spouse is at home, and they're upset, because they have a lot of responsibilities and that this person's neglecting those. And then this person then complains that they're being controlled. Oh, you're trying to control me. No, that's accountability, where you share responsibility with your partner and y'all need to talk about how you spend your time together versus you just up and leaving and doing whatever you want. That they're not trying to control you, they're just holding you accountable to the responsibilities that you'll have as a couple. Okay, that's normal, that's healthy. Okay, you have to talk about that stuff and make joint decisions together. Your decisions affect others. That means you're accountable. Okay, talk about what decisions y'all want to make together in your relationship versus just making the decision for your spouse. Okay, so then we have control for your boundaries. So when someone's trying to control you, they willingly, on purpose, totally toss out your boundaries. I'm not talking like an accident or they forgot or they're absent-minded or they're aloof. I'm talking about they know what your boundaries are and they just blatantly do not care and they toss them out on purpose. Like, don't care at all. I'm going to do whatever I want. Forget about you. That's like a blatant run you over, disrespect, very controlling, okay? The accountability, though, when we're accountable, we're respecting other people's boundaries. We're at least considering them. If you can remember, you're really taking their boundaries in consideration and trying to respect those. Okay, so that's important. Okay. Then with control down here, we also have no room for another person's voice or opinion. Okay, so controlling people, I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear your voice. And so they don't allow room for that. I'm not even going to listen to you, okay? I'm just going to dictate the conversation completely, okay? Versus accountability, you're always free to speak, and you're also responsible for everything you do and say. You're accountable for your own actions, okay? So that's a big thing. Everyone's always accountable for their communication, and everyone's always accountable for themselves and their own words and choices, okay? So you're always responsible for you and how you react to people and how you conduct yourself. And in a healthy relationship, you have the freedom to speak up and share and disclose, okay? Which is good. You want to talk about things openly and consider other people's perspectives and try to view things from other people's point of view, not just yours, right? That's healthy. Versus control, no, my way is the right way. I'm going to run you over, don't care. That's very different, okay? So hopefully that gives you a clear difference, okay? Where control, the fundamental thing, is stripping somebody else of their ability to make decisions, make choices, and have freedom. And you're really eliminating that option, okay? Like, I took your car keys. I took your wallet. I deleted your social media account. That's controlling. I'm taking that freedom from you on purpose, okay? Versus accountability means, hey, everything you do, everything you say, every decision you make affects other people. So take that in consideration. Try to be more courteous. Remember, you're accountable for you. And that's normal and healthy, and that's all relationships, okay? And that's just something if you're in a relationship, you want to accept the accountability that comes with that relationship. We all want the relationship, but we don't want the accountability of the relationship. So if you accept both, usually your relationship goes a lot better, and you willingly want to be accountable, which shows humility and character and a lot of wisdom and maturity, and your relationship will improve. All right, guys? Hopefully you find that helpful. Hey, if you have any comments, we would love to hear about it below. Subscribe if you haven't done that. That will help us grow. And the more we grow and the more people we help, the better. So that would be much appreciated. If you haven't done counseling, definitely go to intentional-counseling.com. Either myself or a trained therapist at our practice would be more than happy to help you. And we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.